Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well this season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Guys, quick disclaimer. So I have an Instacart shopper that's filling my order. So this phone may ping because the stores aren't really like keeping things stocked any longer. So please bear with me if this phone goes off a couple of times. So I was looking at my calendar, and it's already March 1st. It seemed like we were just telling each other Happy New Year. This time is really, really, really moving along. And it's somewhat scary if I'm honest. But in saying that, with the time moving along, you feel that the momentum in the spiritual realm is starting to pick up. Things are starting to move along quickly again for some, where some have been stationary, isolated, season of stillness, whatever. But now it's like God have came back and tapped you on your shoulders and say, oh, "Come on, let's go!" Right? So there's a sense of busyness, but it's not overwhelming or filled with anxiety. It's just things are coming together like a piece of the puzzle, right? Um, so I just want to encourage you guys that because this is happening, some people are really starting to feel as if they're afraid. It's almost like, well, wait a minute now, because at one point when I received the promise, I thought I was ready for it, and then along with the process of being processed, I realized that I wasn't really ready and God needed to do some things to really get me prepared for it. So now that some of you are inching along and you're very, very close to the promise, now you're starting to freak out. Like, I mean, am I really ready? Right? Because God revealed some things to me in the process that said I wasn't ready. And so you locked in on there and you had that space where you were able to start, working on certain things or whatever. But the promise still felt far away, so it wasn't like, oh, wait a minute, hold up, it's close now. Where now it's very close, and now you're starting to question and doubt yourself. Will I be able to handle it? Will I be able to this and that? So with that being said, the key to that is you are literally, and I mean all caps, literally are gonna have to stay connected spiritually. You are going to have to stay connected spiritually. And I know it's almost like that goes without saying, but no. No, because you don't even know where you're going. You don't know what's all there. So when you get there, you might start having too much fun. The pressure ain't pressuring no more like that because you're already there. And before you know it, you start to kind of just start doing your own thing, right? If you do that, you're going to fumble. It's not going to work. You're going to be sent back. So you literally have to make a conscious decision to yourself now that when I get there, I'm locked in. God, I'm giving you a promise that I'm going to stay spiritually connected. Not perfect, of course. However, if I slip, when you convict me, I'll be sure to get back and not ignore you. So it's almost like a pact that you need to make and make sure you stay locked in, because the things that you are fearing and you're going to feel like you're not good enough for this, or you don't have enough money for this, or you don't feel like you're maybe articulate enough for this, or you're not educated enough for this. All that stuff that's just playing in your head, that's the enemy and that's your flesh. But if you stay connected spiritually, God will tell you every single thing you need to do, you need to say, how to move, right? So the enemy will try to have you comparing yourself to the next person from physical things, blase, blase. But you got an upper hand because you're one, right? The Holy Spirit is literally in your ear, guiding you every step of the way, if, all caps, if you stay connected. The minute you decide to disconnect and you forget about, the promise you made God in the wilderness, you're going to fumble so bad. So bad. And every single thing that you endured in that process is just going to be irrelevant. Next, really quickly. Oh, I said on the community page this morning that Some of you may, if you have not yet, may start to feel a conviction to tie up loose ends in a sense of what your journey entailed. Meaning, like within the journey, things are like sporadic. Like you get a download here and you might go 3 months without nothing. Then you get thrown in isolation for a couple of months. Then you move again, and there's just different things that it almost doesn't make sense. It makes sense to you because you lived it. But if you were to go and tell somebody bits and pieces of things, it's just like, what are you talking about? But God may start prompting some of you to kind of like put the puzzle together. And that can look like several different things. Maybe writing a book, writing it. I don't know. Some people are good at poems, things like that. Whatever your thing is. But if you can take and put the journey where it fits and makes sense from the beginning to the end, where someone else can understand it, and when you present that thing to where you're going, the person is going to respect you immensely because, for one, most people won't even endure the journey in general. Most people don't make it. But just to see everything that you've been through, right, it's just gonna unlock a whole new level for respect for you. But most importantly, they'll see God in that process. Because it's like, wait a minute, how in the world did you even know this? How did you even, right? When they see certain things, they're going to realize it had to be God. Because some of those things are going to be things that they never even told anybody, but the Spirit told you. So for those of you who are close and you're starting to really get frantic and you're feeling like, oh my goodness, I thought I was ready, and all this time I harassed God's nerves, and now that I feel like things are moving along in the spiritual realm, I'm afraid, right? Just stay connected, right? First of all, what you're feeling is normal, so don't beat yourself up, right? What you're feeling is normal. But the key is, again, if you stay connected, you got this, right? This is why, too, you see all of a sudden, now that things are being accelerated, you see the temptations are being accelerated. The distractions are being accelerated. And some of these distractions are like really good things that, guys, I'm about to go anyway because she's getting on my nerve at this point. Some of these things are really, really good things. And it's like, oh my goodness. But that's not part of the journey. That's a good thing, but it's not part of the journey. Stay locked in on the things that God is pressing upon you that is still within your journey, because you are very close for some of you. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.